Hey everyone, it's Nico, and I've got the newest NBA game here titled NBA Bounce, which I've been looking forward to for at least a few months now. When I first saw this game, I thought, ooh, this looks similar to NBA Jam. And that's something I might reference at least a few times throughout this review because it's very clearly inspired by NBA Jam, and NBA Jam is not a series that is continuing to be made. So I definitely think that there's a void to be filled there, and NBA Bounce is trying to fill that void, which is great because for me personally, I do really enjoy the more arcadey style sports games. I don't play the simulation type like NHL 2K or Madden or NBA 2K or any of those games. I prefer those arcadey style sports games. NBA Jam, NFL Blitz, NHL Hits. So that's going to be what you should expect with NBA Bounce. Now, naturally, since NBA is in the title, it does have the NBA license. But what's not included here are actual players. It's only the teams and the jerseys and the likeness of the teams. All of the characters that you're going to use to play as, all the different players, they are either created by you, or you can choose and customize some of the preloaded players. There's also mascots and super fans that you can unlock as well, which add another option to your player rosters, but don't expect any legends or any players because they're not present here. With that said, a big part of this is the player customization. And I did try to make myself in the game, as I usually do in games like this, but I wasn't quite able to get it just right. I got it close, but there's some options that need to be expanded on at least a little bit. And I think the main thing I want to complain about with the character customization is that there's only one option for noses, and no, there's not any additional options you can unlock. So you just have this one fat short nose to choose from, and it looks nothing like mine, and I'm sure it looks nothing like a lot of yours. So hopefully if they patch this, they add in a few more nose types. But other than that, even though there's so many different cosmetics that are locked from the beginning, there's a lot you can do here to be wacky and customize your characters that you play as. So that's certainly a lot of fun. To earn these new cosmetics, you can complete some of the challenges, which are basically achievements, but then also by hopping into the locker room, you can see all the different unlocks, and there's over 200 of these different jerseys, eyewear, hats or helmets, shoes, retro jerseys, different basketball types. So much here to keep you busy and keep you coming back for more. And I think that's one thing that I'm going to point out about this game is I don't think this is the type of game that you're going to want to sit there and play for 3, 4, 5 hours in a session. This is one that's fun in smaller bursts, smaller doses. This is going to be a really fun party game if you have friends or family to play with. So let that be the expectation. Don't expect to get long sessions out of this, at least that's how I felt about it. Before you get started, it does introduce you to its gameplay with a basic and then if you want an advanced tutorial. Now, this has all of the functions you would expect from a game that plays similar to NBA Jam. You have a limited amount of sprint, you can pass, shoot, block, steal when you're on defense, all of those things. But then, if you want to go a step further, you could do alley-oops, you could do fake shots. It has a little bit more going on in terms of advanced maneuvers that you can execute. So, now to get into the different game modes, there is a practice mode if you want to hone your skills, and maybe you don't quite feel comfortable with some of the advanced things, because I had a hard time pulling off alley-oops and stuff like that. The fake shots, I should have done a little bit more. I think that's a pretty useful tool because the CPU on the higher difficulties likes to block and steal from you. But yeah, there's a practice mode if you want to hone your skills. Then the main 4 modes, there's the pickup game, which is just quick play. You pick 2 teams, assign the players, you change the CPU difficulty, you can change the quarter length, basic options, hop in, play a one-off game, have some fun. Then there's also the tournament mode, which is exactly what you would expect, right? You just play a series of games until eventually you have a champion. Then there's the season mode, which is shorter than a typical NBA season. It seemed to be, I think it was like 20 something games for the season, whereas an actual NBA season is 80 something, which it's great that it's that way because that's way too many for a game like this. But if you do want to skip ahead a little bit and just get to the good part, which is naturally the playoffs, there is an option to simulate games. It doesn't show you scores or keep track of it or anything like that. It just basically assigns a winner and a loser and adjusts the standings. But you can skip ahead and use that. And the most fun part of the entire game, in my opinion, is the party mode. And so the party mode has a bunch of additional modifiers that you can tweak other than the basic settings for the other modes that allow each quarter to play out differently. So you can activate or deactivate the different modifiers. So if there's some you don't like, they won't come up. And then each quarter has a different modifier applied to it. And they change up the gameplay quite a bit and make it way more arcadey, a lot wackier, and I really enjoyed the party mode. So that is where I spent the most time, and that's where I'm going to come back and play the most, is in the party mode. If this was like 1998 and this was on the Nintendo 64, my friends and I, we would have played so much of this party mode because the wackiness is almost guaranteed to ensure a lot of enjoyment and some laughs with the different mechanics that it introduces. I liked the few that I saw from the few games that I played. This is definitely where I think you should spend your time if you pick up NBA Bounce. Now, as far as the visuals go, I mean, I like the art style. I think it's very appropriate. This ran really smooth. And this is the Nintendo Switch version that I was playing. I was playing on Switch too, but there was no slowdown, hiccups, or anything of that nature. This ran really smooth. It looks pretty nice. The music's okay, nothing special. And then there's the announcer, of course. Now look, nobody is going to be able to fill the shoes of Tim Kitzrow that did NBA Jam.
Boom shakalaka!
But I think the announcer that they do have here is good enough where I didn't feel like I had to turn him off. You can do that if you want in the options, but I thought he was good enough. He's no Tim Kitzrow, but he did a good job and is very energetic as you're playing through.
20 points just this quarter, and they're still going. Trying to find their groove.
NBA Bounce controls really good. It plays really fun. I mean, you've seen plenty of the gameplay. I don't really need to explain it to you. It's basketball. You shoot 2-pointers, 3-pointers. You can dunk. You can steal and block on defense and grab rebounds. The ball goes out of bounds, you'll reset. I do really like the shot meter when you shoot, and getting the hang of this allows you to sink some 3-pointers and some long shots, and those are really satisfying when you manage to sink a 3-pointer from real deep because your timing was just on point. NBA Bounce is a lot of fun. My only complaint, other than them not having enough nose options to customize your characters, is probably the jump in difficulty. Now, Rookie is the starter difficulty and pretty much the equivalent of easy, and then there's Advanced and then Pro. Now, I tried to bump it up to Advanced, and I got smoked. The computer was ruthless on Advanced. For the first few quarters, they were stealing the ball every time I had it, blocking all my shots, getting every rebound, sinking every 3-pointer. Like, it seems like that jump from Rookie to Advanced needs to be toned down a little bit to be more normal. It felt like I jumped right up to hard. So I think they do need to adjust that a little bit. Or maybe I just need to get good. I don't know. Maybe it's a skill issue. I have no idea. But hey, if you're a seasoned player or a novice, they've got you covered here, and that's a great thing. So I had a lot of fun with NBA Bounce so far, and I'm looking forward to dabbling in it more. Unlocking all of the things in the locker room is going to be not necessarily a bit of a grind, because I'm not going to sit there and grind it out, but it will take you quite a bit of time to unlock all of the things there, because there are so many different teams you need to play as, playing the different modes, getting points, a lot of different things to do. So it will keep you busy for a long time if you care about unlocking all the cosmetics, and then you can customize all your characters all over again with all your new loot, right? So that's pretty cool. So if you're looking for a fun arcadey style basketball game, NBA Bounce is definitely a good one, even on Nintendo Switch, which a lot of the time when I cover games like this, usually the Switch version might be a little bit rough compared to the other consoles, but I don't think that was the case here with NBA Bounce. It's a fun one. Check it out if you're interested. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and click the bell icon for notifications. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.